What's up guys, Vince the Engineer here. Today, we're going to be conducting another soil test and comparing it to our results from back in July, so stay tuned. So I did a soil test back in July and discovered a few deficiencies that warranted taking some action. This included adding lime to improve the soil pH, as well as adding fertilizers and biostimulants to boost the micronutrient levels. Since July, I have made quite a few applications with several products, both liquid and granular. But now that a few months have gone by, I wanted to retest to see if our applications over the past few months made a difference. So here I am back in the yard collecting my soil for the composite sample. I'm using my trusty Pro Plugger tool to collect the samples. And I'm collecting samples at the same depth, which is 6 inches, and very close to the same locations as my last test to maintain consistency. I won't bore you with the sample collection details in this video, but if you are interested, I'll leave a link above to a more detailed video I did back in July that shows you exactly how to collect, prepare, and ship out one of these soil samples. After exactly 2 weeks, the results were in. So let's take a look. All right, so first, let me bring up the results from the July sample. Okay, so here's the data from July. As you can see, we're a bit low on pH at 5.84, with a target range between 6 and 7.2. Now, I have clay soils, which tend to be acidic. So I took action in September by throwing down some Solucal, which is calcitic lime, in an effort to raise the pH. We were also a bit low on some of the micronutrients, but I was more concerned about pH because your pH levels dictate what nutrients are available for plant uptake. You may have seen a chart like this before. At the bottom is pH, and the colored rows are the nutrients. The color scale indicates how available the nutrient is for plant uptake according to the pH scale. So if we look at the extreme end of the spectrum, say all the way to the left under strongly acid, you can see that most of the nutrients are red, meaning that it is too acidic for that nutrient to be taken up by the plant. So the goal here is to hit that sweet spot, which is between 6 and 7.2. Here you can see that mostly all of the nutrients are available for plant uptake. Now let me pull up my results from November for comparison. All right, so as you can see here, my pH dropped slightly. From 5.84 to 5.71. This was a bit concerning to me because I added the correct soil amendment to raise the pH. That's the calcitic lime. So what other factors could be impacting our pH? So after consulting with my friends over at My Soil, who run the Yard Mastery test kits, as well as my friends over at Royal Knight Agriculture, I learned that the type of fertilizer you use, as well as the soil amendments you use, can have an impact on your soil pH. This includes the use of acidifying fertilizers that contain the ammonium form of nitrogen, such as ammonium nitrate, urea, ammonium phosphate, and ammonium sulfate. Even the use of iron and peat moss can lower the pH. I just researched that Canadian sphagnum peat moss, which I used as a top dressing during my overseeding application this year, has a low pH of 3 to 4.5 and will effectively reduce the soil pH. Now, I'm not telling you to avoid using these products. They are good products, but merely bringing to your attention through this lesson learned of mine that based on your own soil data, you need to be aware of what products you're using and select the right ones for your lawn. Since July, I threw down pretty hard, and although the lawn looks great, I'm still striving for perfection and would like to see the pH and all nutrients within the optimum ranges of a soil test. So my plan forward is as follows. I'm going to diversify the nitrogen sources in my future fertilizer applications to incorporate more natural, organic forms of nitrogen like Milorganite and DCM products. I'll definitely perform another calcitic lime application and consider incorporating this as part of my regular lawn care routine. And I'll also monitor the pH levels using deionized water, a test tube, and test indicator reagent. Since I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a soil test just to get pH readings, I will continuously monitor soil pH on a regular basis by using this method. And there you have it. I hope you learned a few things from my lesson learned here and enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or want to continue the discussion, drop a comment below. And if you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on new content. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next video.